Alright, folks. No, I've got the fucking Cloudwater unboxing open. Just so ill-prepared. Absolutely ill-prepared. Yeah. No one joining as of yet. But I might as well get started. So the people watching this once it's actually uploaded don't have to sit around. So, taking that headphone out because my voice is dead loud in my inner ears. So, today marks day 5 of birthday beer week and the end of a working week for a lot of people. I feel like I've wasted my week by booking it off. I should have just worked every day because I'm just not going to have that many holidays for a bit later on in the year when I can actually meet up with people. But hey ho, it is what it is. It was nice to get away from work for a little bit. And and I've been really enjoying these. And to be honest, I wouldn't really want to be doing these live streams and then going into work the next day. Not that I've really drank that much. Last night I had a few beers, jumped on Harry's stream. I will be going on, I think Craig's hosting one tonight. I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stay on, but I shall be partaking in some drinking, shoot some reviews as well. And so, got Vanessa in the chat. Hi, Vanessa. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're taking care. Hope you've had a good week and you've got a good weekend ahead of you. So, I've got a feeling it might be a bit of a quiet stream, but hey ho, that's not the important thing. Anyway, so going back over to North again. We kick-started this week off with North and Mikkeller. And we're going to have a look tonight at the full Fathom 5, which I believe is a reference to The Tempest by William Shakespeare to convey dread or something along those lines. No, I've never really bothered to read Shakespeare. I know he's helped shape literary practices and literature in general, but no, it's just I'd much rather read European sort of philosophers and stuff like that. How much of a twat do I sound, by the way, by coming out with nonsense like that? Vanessa says, howdy, doing good. Hope you're doing good as well. Yeah, not too shabby. Bit of a slow week, but that's all I've got to complain about, really. But yeah, full Fathom 5. I have read some Shakespeare. I have read excerpts, and I know the basic storyline of some pieces, but I've just never really felt the need to invest myself in Shakespeare. I mean, I've seen loads of plays and films and television adaptations of Shakespeare's work, but yeah, it's just I've never really sort of knuckled down and read it, although I am starting to read again a little bit more. What am I currently reading? It's here on this Met of Clothes and Tat. I'm currently revisiting God Is Not Great by Christopher Hitchens. I first read this, nearly 10 years ago, probably, if not a little bit longer, when I was really starting to because I think I've always been what you would call an atheist. That's getting deep, isn't it? Before we've even started the beer review, it's usually have these conversations once the beer is being consumed. But I've grown up never having a reason to believe. And when I was in my early teens, mid-teens, I would say, I was starting to read up on it. I got, one of those edgy, annoying atheists. And when I read it, I was like, oh man, this is all fuck religion, and that sort of stuff. I'm not one of those people who will judge someone because they're religious. Don't care what the religion is. What you believe or don't believe it's got nothing to do with me. But I'm revisiting it with much more mature eyes, and it's just a beautifully written book. Christopher Hitchens, very, very talented writer and a great mind. And yeah, even if you are religious, I would highly recommend giving this a read. And also Hitch 22, his memoirs, which are very, very powerful. I need to read more of his stuff. And, you know, when I was sort of getting into like researching this sort of stuff in evolution, it was just like the big two, you know, Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens. But yeah, you sort of broaden your mind. And, you know, another book that I actually need to finish. I've like pulled out books that I've either not read for a while or needed to continue. And we've got Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, which actually got me through some hard times about 3 or 4 years ago. So revisiting that because I know he's got a new book out as well. Controversial figure, but I think the controversy is unnecessary and not deserved. But yeah, I have been enjoying reading the odd chapter each day of books and things like that. I picked up the Decameron, which I first became aware of thanks to Pier Paolo Pasolini's film adaptation, and started to read that as well. But it's a big book. Can be quite overwhelming, but yeah, it just broadens your mind, even if it's on subjects that you might disagree with. It's always good just to educate yourself, really. Math journals are a much better read. I don't know if I would agree with that, just because my maths isn't that well. I didn't do good with maths at school and higher education. That's why I took the easy way out and went graphic design and then film studies, which, you know, led me to absolutely F all. But hey ho, it is what it is. People aren't here to watch me talk about these sort of things. They just want to focus on the beer. But yeah, so full Fathom 5, brewed by North Brewing Company. And this is a coffee coconut porter, clocking in at 6.5% ABV. Refold's artwork is beautiful as per usual. Sharp Stuff says, hey mate. Hello, Sharp Stuff. Hope you're having a good evening. Thank you for stopping by. You just missed a book club meeting from someone who's just not good at reading books, quite frankly. But yeah, so it's coffee coconut porter, 6.5% ABV. I have had this before. I had this last year, probably roughly about the same time, actually. This time last year. When I was, well, we won't go into details, but I'll just say I was in a very toxic relationship at the time, but she had a really nice apartment in Leeds, so I got to live somewhat of a high life for a few months, but the emotional abuse was just not worth it. But it meant that I could, you know, go to places like North and stuff like that. So I picked this up, and the double IPA Dancing something, I can't remember what it was called, one of the best double IPAs from last year. So I have had it before, but I've never reviewed it, and I couldn't tell you now what I actually thought of it in great detail. But yeah, I do like coconut in beer. Doesn't state what type of coconut, and it doesn't state what type of coffee either, which is a real shame, especially on the coffee side of things, because I always like to know the people who are involved in these beers. And I can imagine Leeds has got some very good independent coffee shops and cafes and roasters and importers and that sort of thing. So it's a real shame that they're not giving them the credit, unless they've, because I know they sell their own coffee, so it's probably in-house coffee that they've used. But it would just be nice to know. But anyway, I'm not gonna penalise a brewery just because they won't mention where they got the coffee from. So let's get this poured and see what we get. I do feel like compared to my other beer tuber brethren, and I don't mean this as like woe is me, but I think it just shows you how small my audience is. But do you know what? I wouldn't care if one person watched or over 100 people watched. It doesn't matter to me. The fact that people are just taking the time out of their lives, because let's face it, we're wishing the time away anyway, as it is with COVID and lockdown. So the fact that people have chose to spend their time watching me just sit in front of a camera on the floor with a dirty mirror in the background, then it means a hell of a lot, and I love the conversation. Correct, I'm a Leeds man, not a big coffee person though, so can't help there. Oh, it's a shame. I'm sure I've been to a nice coffee place. I know there was Temple Coffee and Donuts. They were really good until they had to get shut down because of the social justice warrior mob. What a complete awful situation that was. Really good people, very conscientious about race, sexuality, different people's lifestyles, but just takes that one little thing and they can be ruined. I remember that. Yeah, such a great place until, because I know, God, we're going off on too many subjects here. I know it all started when a former employee shared around on Facebook her experiences, claiming that there was sort of racial harassment and the company didn't deal with it properly. And then that, of course, which is terrible, because if that's happening in your workplace, get it addressed, get it sorted, and get rid of the people who are being bigoted. But again, I don't know the full inside and out of that one. Yeah, James points to a good point, actually. James Rothwell. Hi, James. The owner had a swash sticker socks. James literally has a suburb of Leeds as his surname. He must know. But yeah, in regards to that, I know there was some sort of inside jokes of presents and art that they'd make for each other, which were, they were in bad taste. And you probably should avoid that. And then people are picking out people's tattoos and stuff. And of course, James said the swastika, although, and other sort of pagan imagery and things like that. But we all know that the swastika, I can't believe I'm talking about swastikas on a beer review, but we all know that swastika was already a symbol in the Buddhist religion? But again, it could have been in bad taste. But yeah, I mean, fair dues. You shouldn't be doing shit like that. But the way people were going after the guys from Temple, releasing their address information, showing what cars that they drove, publicly sharing photos of their children and all the harassment. It was is that really the way to go about things? And then I've not heard from them since. I don't know what they're doing now. It's just real shame as well, because the donuts were really good, the coffee was nice, and the merchandise was good as well. But again, I'm not justifying what they did. I think they should be held accountable. But at the same time, it's come on, people. Let's see. Great donuts, utter bellends. Do you know what? That's a very first statement. What's your favourite IPA at the moment? Don't give a shit if it's craft or not. My favourite IPA at the moment. See, I'd want to answer this with an IPA that I've been drinking on a regular basis, but I don't think I have really. And do any spring to mind? To be honest, I've not really had any really amazing IPAs so far this year. Some of them have been all right, But I would probably say favourite IPA, and I've not had it for a little while. I would say probably Heathen from Northern Monk. I just think that's an absolutely gorgeous beer. But that being said, there's nothing wrong with every now and then getting a 4-pack of Punk IPA. When they've got a good batch of Punk IPA, it's really good. They have a t-shirt merch brand now, says James. Oh, is that the? Because they designed their own merch, didn't they, under like their own sort of label. So did he carry on? See, I'm glad to hear that they're still able to make money, because there's worse people out there. But it was just that it's the whole sort of like mob mentality without looking at the nuances of the situation that got to me. But as said, dickish. Yeah, some of the stuff they've done. But I think in this day and age, there are much worse people. And to be honest, some of the best donuts I've ever had, I'll never be able to have again. So that's always a bad thing. Vocations, Life and Death. I've not had that for a while. I need to pick up some Vocation Pales and IPAs. In fact, I think I need to do that. Cut down on spending on new beers and that sort of stuff. Just like maybe spend a couple of months just getting into sort of like core range beers. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that choice. Last time I had it, see, I've never really been that big of a fan of Vocation's core range. But that being said, I've revisited some beers. I mean, Faith from Northern Monk, I really did not like that beer, but I've had that a few times recently, and that's been really nice. But yeah, I need to properly invest in breweries' core ranges, so I might do that going forward. Let's see. Not as good as Siop. Do you know what? I've been there a couple of times, and I miss going there. The owners are cool as fuck. Dead nice. They were somehow remembered me, even though I don't live in Manchester. Being there, there's really pleasant people, a nice little location, and yeah, the donuts. Which one did I have? Are they the ones that do a really good sort of like banoffee donut? Oh, I can't remember. It's on my Instagram. I'm sure of it. But yeah, and I like their merch as well. I like the whole Instagram presence, sort of like it reminds me of like 80s infomercials and Tim and Eric, but you know, fundamentally really nice people. We've got James in the comments says, "Hi babes. Hello gorgeous. Hope you're doing okay. You need to get some dead end brew machine done." Do you know what? I had tried dead end brew machine like 2 or 3 years ago. I had the Imperial Stout with the maple syrup. And when I first saw it, it's like homebrew, but it's dead expensive. But then I realised to get authentic maple syrup imported to the UK must cost you a fucking shed load. And it was such a good, like, oil slick Imperial Stout. I know Overtone, not Jake Overton. Overtone Brewing stock dead end. So next time I do an Overtone order, I'll have to pop a couple in that. Life Death was my 2020 IPA Gauntlet winner. Faith came in third, I think. Yeah, Faith is just a nice, simple IPA. In fact, you know what? I'm going to retract my choice purely because I don't drink it that much. But when I go to Tesco's, I always pick up a couple of cans of the Brewdog Cloudwater IPA. I would say that would be my choice, actually. But then again, I hear people saying, "Oh, I've had really bad cans." I've yet to have a bad can, so I think I've been really, really lucky. But I've not been to Tesco's for a while. James says, "Nightland, you need to get Milo the Crusher. They're brewing at Overtone, so grab some." So they're actually brewing at Overtone. Well, that's good to see. Because yeah, I like the stuff. I think I had an IPA as well. I can't remember. I bought two beers from Northern Beer Temple in Wigan. But yeah, I'll have to look out more for them because I've heard some really good stuff, especially on that Milo beer. So, yeah, back to the beer at hand. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Getting disrupted and talk about something else. That's what happens when you have a chat. Had some of the Cloudwater Black IPAs tonight. Stunning stuff. I'm really looking forward to having that Sabro one, because I'm really excited to see how Sabro works in a really big black IPA. Also, even though I don't like Nelson, there's something telling me that Nelson would really work nicely in that sort of regard. Any breweries in Skem? Yes, there's Claybrow, Neil. In Skem, it's like I could probably walk there in about 10 minutes, if that. Although I can never remember how to get to Claybrow. You know, considering I've lived here for 32 years, there are just places locally that I've never ever been to. But yes, so Claybrow, and then you've got to go into like the sort of neighbouring place. Like Southport's got a really good brewery, do a really good mild. There's Prospect, really good real ale place. Oh my god, I need Adam here to remind me of these breweries. But yeah, Scam has its as a micro brewer, and some really good home brewers as well, actually, who I've met. And what's your take on Mr. Folder's Fake Drake? Well, I'm just upset that he's not done it yet, and it's a real travesty. And my stomach's just made an awful sound. Made some dirty fries with chorizo and chicken popcorn, and it's pretty much, my bowels are probably going to be loose. Let's see. Rodney Trotter's beer review says, Peter, why won't you add me on Untappd? I'm heartbroken because I don't use Untappd, but now I want to, because I want to get to the bottom and find out who you are, you scoundrel. And James asks Rodney if he fancies a bum. So on that note, we'll have a look at the beer. Pretty much jet black, head dissipated. Well, it's been in the glass for like 10 or so minutes already. So let's give it a swirl and a sniff. It's got a slight hint of coconut. It's definitely got a chocolatey aroma. It's got the smell of a cheap chocolate confectionery. Like, I'm trying to think of chocolate sweets now, but something that you'd get from like a petrol station. You know, you can get those like 3 bags for like £1, those sorts of sweets. Do get the coffee in there, but I said it's got sort of like cheap synthetic aroma, which I'm digging. Coconut's there if you really sniff and you really look for it. And it does kind of smell like a dark chocolate Bounty bar. Which, I should have got some Bounty bars to go along with this beer. But it smells good. It smells sweet and cakey. Quite decadent, actually. The more I'm smelling it, the better it's getting. Yeah, it smells really nice. Let's see. Sharp stuff. Oh, actually, talking about Untappd, I need massive help sourcing some difficult to get hold of beers. I have a list on my account called 100 Countries. If anyone can give tips, user is Adam Sharp 39. So if anybody's on Untappd, I do have Untappd, but I hardly ever use it. I've not actually checked in for God knows how long. But yeah, go check him out, help him out. I know there is someone doing a series on YouTube of the 100 beers. I'm sure of it. But a good little challenge, that. Sharp Stuff will take a wee look. See, James is already on the case. And Rodney Trotter's beer review says, sorry if my replies get censored. YouTube hates me. Well, I've not seen any censorship at the moment, but there's always chance. And the thing is, with this, with the StreamYard chat there, and I've noticed this when people sort of like retract comments, it'll show message deleted or retracted on the actual YouTube feed, but the comments seem to stay on the StreamYard feed. I had to think then. Peter, you need to join a stream down on my channel. Finish unboxing next week. Keen for the post-unboxing Bumfest? I certainly will, and I'll bring some nice German Schlenkerla goodness with me for a good measure. Sharp Stuff said, that's me. How the fuck do you find people on Untappd? That's James. 100 beers is me, says Sharp Stuff. And Rodney says, I replied to Lion and it got censored. I'm not seeing that. How strange. Well, you know me, I would never censor any sort of comments, and I know what YouTube is like. It's just it's a great platform, but it's an awful platform at the same time, especially if you've got a dissenting viewpoint. But we won't get bogged down again in socio-political issues. Anyway, so the beer smells nice. Let's get back on track, Peter. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. Thank you for deciding to spend your Friday evening with me. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. Not really getting any coconut at all. It's got the bitterness of coffee. A little bit of roasted malt character. Bit of chocolate as well. It's a little bit thin though. Yeah, there's just like a really pronounced bitterness, almost like a savoury, unsweetened licorice. I mean, it tastes nice. It's sort of like cinder toffee. Not cinder toffee. Oh, what's it called? Those black, chewy... Oh my god. Something cakes. You know what I mean? Those sort of, like, licorice gummies. What are they called? What are they called? Something cakes. And why am I thinking of Eccles cakes? That's not what I'm thinking. Pontefract cakes or something like that. Pontefract cakes. Don't think it's. I think I'm having a bit of a mini breakdown trying to figure this out. Yeah, there's licorice discs. That's what Pontefract cake. Yeah, I was right. Jesus, what is up with my head? It tastes more like that. But I'm not getting really any coffee or any of that coconut. When was this count done? The 16th of December 2020. So it's not even that old, really. But it tastes like flavours have dropped off. A little bit disappointing, that, to be honest. Let's just have a read and then we'll go back. And we'll go back to it. James says, when do we get more leaf raking? Well, next time I get called out by that fucking rat-faced nonce from Essex. It's not you, man. I always get my comments to line censored. I think YouTube's picking up a bit of a fight there between you two. I mean, yes, I thought so. Sorry about that, Sharp Stuff. Fuck my life. Seriously. My head's not in it. I went to the shop yesterday to get cigs. And because my glasses steamed up because I had face covering on, I took them off as I was doing the contactless Put them back on and left shop. Went outside. I was like, shit, I think I've left my glasses. Went in. Was talking to the woman. It's like, has I left my glasses there? And she goes, you've got them on. Oh, man. Can't go to that shop again for another week. Let's see. I mean, probably thinks I'm being rude. Probably. Well, YouTube thinks anyone who says anything's rude recently. Surprised you've not been deplatformed yet. James responds, it's a hooligan conspiracy, which makes Rodney laugh. What beer are you trying, Peter? It's like the one I'm drinking a bit. It's the full Fathom 5 from North, the coffee and coconut porter. Did I call it a stout earlier? Head's not in the game. And James concurs that it was Pontiac cake. I keep asking if there's a comment section in StreamYard so I don't get censored. I don't think there is. The stream that we see on StreamYard is because you can do it to multiple platforms, can't you? So it'll show you all the comments from, I'm not sure, can you do StreamYard to Instagram? I know you could do it to Facebook. So it'll show a little icon for a Facebook comment. So the only way you can actually comment in the StreamYard chat would be to be joining the chat. But I think you'll be one of the people joining Craig's chat anyway later on. And then, because I'm on to you, Mr. Trotter. But yeah, that's really the only way you could do it. And it's just private chat for the people on StreamYard and then just the comments from whatever platform we're broadcasted to. Come on, guys, let's see if you can get Peter into one of his laughing fits. Best things ever, says James. Heart face. Heart face, it's just a heart. We've got Thomas, a window beer review, says hi. Hi, Tom. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Friday. Drinking fresh press drop. It's my party. James received it. You received what? I'm drinking the press drop. Is that the Imperial Stout, which I know Rob from Hopscene said that was really good, and I'm sure he bought a few cans of that. But yeah, apparently it's really good. James reviewed it. Okay. Hello, darkness, my old friend, says Sharp Stuff. And Rodney Trotter says, you might have as well. No, I haven't. I missed out on that. I think it's still available through Pressure Drop's website. And I think it will be on some of the web shops and stuff, but I'm really in no position to buy any more beer for a few weeks. Which I'll probably go against that and buy it because I'm getting paid in a couple of weeks, so it makes sense to have a constant supply. But yeah, back to this beer. I'm not really enjoying it. The only coconutty thing I'm getting from it is a friend from work has a coconut body spray that just stinks out the whole fucking locker room. And it's sort of, when you spray yourself with stuff and you taste it, that's what I'm getting in terms of the coconut character. It's it's chemically, very chemically. It's actually not that pleasant of a beer, and it's nowhere near what I can't even remember what I thought of this when I first had it. But yeah, I think I'm enjoying this less than the other the North Stout that they did with Nicola, that we reviewed at the start of the birthday beer week, and that was, I'm sort of getting a same sensation on my tongue that I got because the Imperial Stout with Nicola, Brewpub London, and North had way too much cinnamon in it. And I'm getting that sort of sensation on my tongue with this. It's I don't know. It's really disappointing. It's frustrating as well. It's like you've licked a battery. That's the only way I can describe this beer. It's got a really metallic-y chemically aftertaste, which I'm not a big fan of. It's thin as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to pour the rest of this away after this stream because I'm just not getting anything from it. And it's a real fucking shame because North are such a good brewery. I'll be all over you if you tasted of Nürnberger. Well, if I don't wash for a couple of weeks, then you never know. Let's see, top right. Have I missed a comment then for that correction? See, I don't know if I'm missing out, if YouTube's missing comments and my StreamYard feeds is missing comments. I don't know, it's a bit of a mess sometimes. As good as this platform can be, it can be a bit of a mess. Oh, excuse me, sorry. But yeah, this is definitely the worst beer of the week. And thankfully we've only got 2 more days, so if they're going to be bad beers as well, I hope not. And it's a real shame. I don't like this beer. It doesn't mean I'm going to shit on North because I still think they're a great brewery and they've done much better porters and stouts than this. It might just be a duff can. I don't know. It tastes like it's old, but it's not that old, and it's a real shame. Yeah, it's just really quite unpleasant. It's like metallic-y, like when you taste blood and you get that sort of iron. People think, what the fuck are you talking about? But no, it's just reminded me of those sorts of flavours. Yeah, I'm not enjoying that. I mean, if you see it, might as well give it a go with every beer. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't think you should try it. But North do much better beers than this one. I'm just getting hardly any coffee at all. Not even like a coffee bean flavour or like ground coffee or sometimes the mineralities that you get from coffee or the earthiness. It's just not tasting nice, and it's a real shame. But I'm not going to hold it against North for doing so. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not a good beer. But some people might drink it and really enjoy it. That's the beauty of it. So anyway, even though I forgot to mention them in the description of this video, as you know, throughout this week I've been sort of putting links in the description to sort of like mental health charities and organisations. So, and I do actually have a video that I've recorded but not uploaded yet. I might do that after this, get it uploaded, so it's there for people. It's sort of like a follow-up to the video I did on men's mental health, but it's more tailored towards women, so people don't, misconstrue me as being one of these "there's a war on men" sorts of people, because it's just an awful time, isn't it, really? So my charity of choice that I'm going to pick will be the Women's Mental Health Network. So I'll have to put that link in the description once this has been uploaded. I'm not sure if I can edit on the fly now, but yeah. So if you or any females watching this, then the link is there if you want to see. Sharp Stuff has shown his message retracted, but the top right comment is still showing. So it's interesting. Interesting that YouTube and StreamYard have this sort of thing. You'd think that it'd be shown as retracted on the stream. But yeah, go check out Women's Mental Health Network for more resources and links to organisations and charities that can help you out. Because it's a big part of my channel recently is talking about mental health. I think we should all do it. But I'm not going to get bogged down on a Friday night beer stream about stuff like that. James says, need to have a few more North beers, actually. Yes, you do. The Webshop usually has a really good selection of stuff, and I'm sure a lot of their beer, because they do international delivery, so I'm sure distribution's pretty good for them. In fact, do you see much of their stuff showing up in Sweden? and those sorts of places, James, when you've travelled outside of Sweden. Because I know they've sometimes appeared on Nicola's Webshop. But yeah, North are a really good brewery, and they've got an absolutely awesome bar, and their tap room's great as well. And the female staff are cute as hell, and they wear really nice waist hygiene shorts. Not that that should matter about your drinking experience. I was telling you how to have friends on Untappd. We'll never know. But yeah, I think I will just go on Untappd, log in again, and see who's admin. Just add people back. But yeah, I just got a little bit. I don't know. It's a good way to log down what beers you've had, but it's just another app that would take up my time, to be honest. But anyone who can help him out with his 100 beers challenge, then definitely. I love little projects like that, and I wish you all the best with that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to pick another beer. Where's my pen? Now, of course, the numbers are very limited now. So let me just mark it down in my beer notebook. Yes, I'm that sad. But yeah, I'm even like writing down recipes of cocktails that I've come across, including a chocolate martini, which doesn't have any martini. It's got amaretto, and it sounds fucking delicious. The idea of using chocolate spread and almond milk mixed with amaretto sounds like a match made in heaven. Where's that Imperial Stout? Do you know what I mean? So, as always this week, I've got a list of beers 1 to 10. Numbers available are 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, and 10. So the first person to shout out a number will decide what beer I review tomorrow. And I can't remember who picked the number, but familiar face James Rodwell has picked number 5. So number 5 is the only bottled beer in this selection, and that is the Coco Banger from Poyala. I know that's not how you pronounce it. I've got itchy hand. And this is an Imperial Stout with coffee and coconut. And that bag just moved on its own. So a banging Imperial Stout brewed of coconut and Caturra coffee from Costa Rica. And what's the ABV on this one? 12.5%. So we'll see how this fares compared to a coffee and coconut porter. Now, I could have put them done a double fist in action, like the macchiato and Rise and Shine. But again, two completely different beers. But would have been interesting to see how they both do that. I should have thought this out, really, shouldn't I? Any beers that could go sort of like in tandem, I should have done them. But hey ho, it is what it is. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be looking at Coco Banger from Puyala. I love this brewery. I don't drink enough of them. I love their sort of like experimental approach to brewing, and their Baltic porters are just fucking beautiful. So that's what we'll be reviewing tomorrow night. So James says he's back. Sharp Stuff says, Rampant Line, did someone say you were Swedish? No, he's a Scot who is living in Sweden at the moment. I don't know why I'm pouring more of this. In fact, yeah, let's just have another couple of sips. Just to give it a final verdict. Yeah, I do not like that at all. Oh, it's the aftertaste. I don't know what's up with it. I don't know if there's an infection with the beer or that just those adjuncts aren't coming through, but yeah, it's just got a chemical. Nah, I don't like it at all. That's a real shame. It tastes like there's something wrong with the beer, and I don't want to drink them all because I've already got loose guts at the moment. He can help me with my Swedish entry then. Yes, definitely. And I didn't pick that. I know you didn't. I can't remember who did though, because he broke your streak, James. Was it Matt Binks who picked that? Who picked the beers for tonight? I don't know. My memory is just degrading by the day. Days are just bleeding into each other. Time is such an abstract concept. What is reality? Am I really here? And what's my purpose? But yeah, so thank you for joining me. Unfortunately, bit of a shit beer. He's not bitter though. Well, maybe you could continue your streak till for the rest of the coffee beer week. So yeah, not all beers can be fantastic, can they? At the end of the day, but I'm sure the next three will pick it up slightly, and especially this because I know from first-hand experience just how good paella are. Anyway, so I'm going to cut this stream off now. As I said, I think Craig from Kent Beer Reviews is doing a live stream. So if you haven't done this already, go check him out and go wait for that stream to occur where where quite a few of us get a little bit pissed, get a little bit rowdy. Catch you next time, mate. I enjoyed your stream. I thank you, Sharp Stuff. I really appreciate it. And best of luck with your 100 beer challenge. I love that concept. I still need to actually catch up on a few of those videos. I thought it was you, but I didn't want to say that just in case I was wrong. But yeah, it's a great little concept, actually. So yeah, and if anybody out there can help him, go check out his channel, add him on Untappd, and let's get the show on the road. Anyway, so thank you all for watching on this Friday evening. Tomorrow should be a lot better in terms of beer selection. I'm on 16 currently. Oh, fantastic. See, I'd be struggling at that number because some beers from some countries are so hard to get hold of. But yeah, hopefully you can get some stuff sorted out. It's a great way to get into sort of trading game as well, I suppose. If you're so inclined to have beers sent to a stranger and then wait for beers to be sent from a stranger to you. But yeah, it's all about networking, really, isn't it? So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how far you can get with that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for James for picking tomorrow's beer. Yeah, give this beer a try if you see it. I wouldn't rush out to get it. But as I said, North are still an absolutely fantastic brewery, no matter what style they use. And Adam, you're just joining me as I'm leaving. Spoiler alert, Full Fathom 5 is a bit of a wank beer. But Adam, I hope you're going to be joining the stream later on. And you guys watching this should go watch it as well over on Kent Beer Reviews' channel. But yeah, so thank you for popping in for a second there, Adam. Hope you're doing well. And I look forward to speaking to you later, even if it's just in the comments. And yeah, hope everyone enjoys the rest of the evening. Hope everyone's got something nice planned for the weekend. You all take care, stay safe. And it's been really nice you guys joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone who's joined throughout the week and who's been watching these once they've been uploaded to YouTube. Anyway, you all take care, folks. Oh, Adam says, we'll be listening, but think the missus has other plans for me. Oh, I. We'll talk. We'll say nothing more. Anyway, thank you for watching. You all take care, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye for now, and join me